Jai Gurudev, good morning, Beatriz. It is an honor to speak with you about your journey with the Art of Living Foundation and your experiences with Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji. To begin, could you share a bit about how you first encountered Gurudev? Good morning, it is a pleasure to share my experiences. My first encounter with Gurudev happened in a rather unplanned way. I attended an Art of Living course out of curiosity, not expecting much. I remember feeling a bit out of place initially, especially with all the procedures like removing shoes and sitting on the floor, but it was during the Sudarshan Kriya that I experienced a profound transformation which marked the beginning of my journey with Gurudev and the Art of Living Foundation. It sounds like that first experience was quite impactful. Despite the initial discomfort, how did your relationship with Gurudev evolve after that initial course? Indeed, it was transformative. After the first course, I was still a bit skeptical but deeply intrigued. 6 months later, I attended another event where I saw Gurudev again. He invited me to become a teacher, which was unexpected but felt like the right path. This led me to visit the ashram in India, where my commitment to the art of living and my connection with Gurudev deepened significantly. It was during this time that I began to understand the profound impact of his teachings on my life. What was your first visit to the ashram like? Can you describe your initial impressions and experiences there? My first visit to the ashram was a mix of awe and confusion. The ashram was much simpler back then, with sandy floors in the meditation hall and no elaborate structures. I remember having to run to make it to the sessions on time, navigating through rocky paths. Despite the physical challenges, the spiritual atmosphere was incredibly enriching. Gurudev's presence and the community's devotion created a powerful environment that made every moment special. You mentioned traveling extensively to follow Gurudev. Are there any memorable stories from those travels that stand out? Oh, there are so many. One particularly memorable experience was in Africa. I had rented a car to follow Gurudev's tour without realizing that people drive on the left side there, similar to India. It was quite an adventure. During one of our trips to the jungle in Nairobi, our Land Rover got stuck in the mud several times. Interestingly, Gurudev's car seemed to glide effortlessly. At one point, we stopped to watch lions. To our amazement, all the lions gathered around Gurudev's car, almost as if drawn to his energy. It was a surreal and beautiful moment. That sounds incredible. Did you have any other unique experiences during your travels? Yes, there were many. Another unforgettable moment was in Brazil. A few years ago, we were sitting in a room with a view of the ocean when Gurudev suddenly walked to the window and stared at the sea. I joined him in silence. He spoke about the different layers of existence, mentioning a world of darkness where people born without light might reside. He explained that the only way to navigate through life's illusions was by holding on to the mantra. It was a profound lesson on the nature of reality and the importance of a spiritual practice. Your stories illustrate a deep connection with Gurudev and his teachings. Could you share a specific instance where you felt Gurudev's intuitive awareness? Absolutely. I recall a time at the ashram when we were sorting letters and emails. Gurudev mentioned a specific letter from someone named Sonia, but we couldn't find it despite searching thoroughly. He insisted it was there, and after a few attempts, we finally found it. It was remarkable how he knew the letter's presence despite our initial inability to locate it. This incident, among others, demonstrated his profound intuitive awareness and connection with his devotees. It is fascinating how Gurudev's awareness transcends the ordinary. Were there any moments when you witnessed or felt disconnection during meditations or silent periods with him? Yes, during a meditation session in Africa, we meditated in silence on a platform watching hippos emerge from the water. After the meditation, Gurudev asked what we saw. People shared visions of painted faces and masks. Gurudev explained that these were the ancestor souls of Africa coming to pay their respects. It was a deeply moving experience, revealing how Gurudev's meditative practices connect with the spiritual dimensions of the places we visit. It is clear that your experiences with Gurudev are profound and varied. How has your role within the art of living evolved over the years? My role has evolved from being a curious participant to becoming a teacher and then a coordinator for the foundation in Latin America. With my background in journalism, I was able to leverage media connections to promote our initiatives. Over the years, the organization grew, and Gurudev's frequent visits helped solidify our presence. Hosting him at my home for these visits, through though stressful, was incredibly rewarding and allowed for many personal interactions and growth moments. Given your extensive involvement, what advice would you offer to new members of the Art of Living community? I would advise them and new members to embrace the practices with an open heart, even if they feel unfamiliar or uncomfortable at first. The teachings and techniques offered by the art of living can have a profound impact, but it often requires patience and perseverance to fully experience their benefits. Additionally, take every opportunity to participate in courses, attend events, and connect with the community. The journey is as important as the destination, and every experience adds value to your spiritual growth. Thank you for sharing your inspiring journey, Beatriz. Your experiences provide valuable insights into the profound impact of Gurudev's teachings and the Art of Living community. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to share my stories. The journey with Gurudev and the Art of Living has been transformative, and I hope it inspires others to explore their own paths of spiritual growth and self discovery. Jai Gurudev.